Welcome to TweakaTune, the YouTube channel especially created to provide feedback and promotion from millions of aspiring songwriters all over the world. Mary Dawson is a published professional songwriter and author of the book How to Get Somewhere in the Music Business from Nowhere with Nothing. Her 25-year background as a songwriter, instructor, and coach has motivated and equipped her to help others polish their craft of songwriting. Now join us for this week's edition of TweakaTune.
Hi everybody, I'm Mary Dawson. Welcome to another edition of TweakaTune. But this is going to be a different kind of TweakaTune. This is going to be a Tweaka-tip today, because since we've been doing these segments on YouTube, I've had a lot of people ask me questions about what it takes to be a songwriter. You know, a lot of people have misconceptions about what it takes, and one of those is that you have to be a really accomplished musician to be a songwriter. Well, that's not really true, because there are lots of great musicians and instrumentalists who never write songs. They can play real well, but they don't write. On the flip side of that whole thing, there are a lot of songwriters who don't play instruments. They don't read music. They don't know how to write it down or chart it. And so, you know, songwriting is kind of like a step cousin to the rest of the music business, because you kind of have to learn it by osmosis or by apprenticeship and a lot of listening to the radio. You just kind of soak it in. In fact, most universities that teach music or have a music school don't even have a songwriting course in their program. So it's something that's kind of different. And you might have the songwriting gift and not really know it. You know, one Hall of Fame songwriter told me this, and this should encourage you. When he first started writing hit songs, he didn't know one note from the other on the piano, so he had to number them with a magic marker. And with that system, he wrote a couple of the biggest hits of all time. He later learned to collaborate with other writers, and that helped him to learn music. But that's how he started. Johnny Mercer, who was one of the great songwriters of the 20th century, had a one-finger method of writing songs. He'd sit at the piano and pick out his melodies with one finger. Now, a lot of times also he collaborated with other musicians as a lyricist, and he would work with more accomplished musicians, but that was how he used to write his melodies when he wrote both words and music. Johnny Mercer wrote over 1,000 songs, songs that we know and love. Songs like Moon River from Breakfast at Tiffany's and Days of Wine and Roses and the haunting Autumn Leaves. If you want a project, go and check out Johnny Mercer on Wikipedia. I think you'll find out a lot of information that will encourage you. Another misconception about songwriting is that you have to be inspired and express that inspiration. You know, there's a lot of times I go home very frustrated in the evening and sit down at the piano and I express myself. I would never let it out of the living room, I promise, because it's just me venting and it's not really going to connect with anyone else. To me, the craft of songwriting is really about communication, more than music, more than lyrics, more than inspiration. It's trying to find a way to use those elements to communicate from my heart, emotionally, to the heart of someone else, so that the other person goes, oh, I get it, I get it. I want to read a definition by Jimmy Webb that I just love. It says, a song is a magical marriage between a lyric, some words, and a melody, some notes. It is not a poem, it is not music. It is in this gray area of synthesis between language, rhythm, and sound that some of the most acute of all sensors of human emotions lie. That's from Jimmy Webb's book, Tunesmith. Great book. You know, if you have thought you could never write a song, think that over again, okay? Come back soon and often to TweakaTune and watch the tweaks that we do. You can learn a lot by watching somebody else's tweaks and the suggestions that are given. And then start listening to the radio. You know, the radio is Songwriting University. It's free everywhere in the country. You can just turn on your radio and start listening. But listen as a songwriter, not just a listener. Have every button in your car tuned to a different genre of music. And if a song is hitting the top of the charts, then try to figure out, what is it that's selling this song? Why are people buying this? What is it that they enjoy? Is it the melody? Is it the singer? Is it the words? What is it that is connecting emotionally with the listeners? Even if it's not your favorite genre of music, if it's selling millions of copies, there's something you can learn from it. And then Start writing. Write anything. Keep a journal. Write down ideas. Write your feelings. If you play an instrument, start practicing. Practice that instrument. Even if you're really bad, you can start right there and just learn a new chord, learn a new melody. Try to pick out melodies on your instrument. Just keep working at it every day a little bit. You'll be surprised. You'll surprise yourself. And you know, if you have questions about songwriting, or if you're stuck at some place in the process, that's why I'm here. Please, please contact me. You can post your questions on our Facebook page at facebook.com/TweakaTune, or you can also just email me at tweakatune@gmail.com. And until next time, please keep thinking about writing a song, because we want to hear it. That's why we're here. And we'll have more segments on this part of the business and craft of music, so please keep joining us. Thanks again for joining us, and until next time, I'm Mary Dawson, and we believe here at TweakaTune, you deserve to be heard.
Thanks for joining us for this week's edition of TweakaTune. Now we want to hear from you. Visit the link to our Facebook page to download submission guidelines. Until we tweak again, keep writing.